In conjunction with the Ohio Lottery Partners in Education program, we recognize a role model student from somewhere in the state of Ohio. This week, we head to Pickerington North High School in the Columbus area to meet Abby Stanley. She is a ninth grader who is just tough to keep up with, involved in pretty much everything that goes on at Pickerington North High School. Abby Stanley, this week's Ohio Lottery Partners in Education Shining Star. If you thought keeping up with the Joneses was a challenge, you should try keeping up with Pickerington North freshman Abby Stanley. She plays varsity tennis, the piano and violin, draws and paints, is involved in theater, and is committed to several community groups, all while transitioning into high school.
I think the first word that comes to mind is nonstop. Whether it's activities, or if you're having a conversation with her, or if you're asking goals or things that she wants to do, there's always more.
It was a little crazy for a little while. Theater would clash a little bit with my after-school stuff, like piano lessons and my late-night tennis lessons that I take. But once you do it for a while, you learn to adjust to it, and your body learns to not get as tired. Occasionally still taking naps in between.
Don't sleep on Abby's musical ability. It's diverse and ever-growing.
I'm musically gifted, and I play the piano. I've been playing for, I think, about 6 or 7 years, and I've been playing the violin for about 4 years. And I do sing in my spare time. I wouldn't say I'm a fantastic singer by any means, but I've been told I have a good voice, so I'll go off that.
If you want something done, ask someone who's busy. And the reason is those are just the people who take on things. And typically, for the students that I have, they take on a lot in orchestra, but orchestra becomes like their outlet from all the other things that they do. And I know that in some cases, for my students, theater and orchestra together are their outlet from their academic things, their volunteering things, and I know that's true for Abby as well.
Theater is something new that has grabbed Abby's attention. She tried out for Pickerington North's school musical.
I tried out for Rent, and I was like, oh, this is my first musical experience. So if I don't get in, I'm okay with that. It was just, I'm proud of myself for taking my shot. And I didn't get callbacks, and I was like, well, that's okay. And he said that, most people probably wouldn't. It's a really big cast. And so I was like, you know what? I'm proud of myself. And so then I was sitting down, and I get a text from my friend. It was like, congratulations, Bessie. And I was like, interesting. And she sent me the cast list, and I was like, oh, there I am. And I was in the ensemble.
Even though Abby is only a freshman and has a few years to sort out what interests her as far as a career goes, she's started to have some areas that really grab her attention.
I've taken an interest towards arts and stuff like that. So I draw a lot in my free time on my iPad. I draw on paper. I paint sometimes. I'm a little rusty in that aspect. But I wanted to do something in the animation district, which is like Disney, Pixar, smaller studios like that.
Her love for the arts is obvious, and she's figured out how to balance her classwork with all of her activities. She also has a broader awareness than most high school students. She's part of a group called Global Scholars that meets with other students from different schools.
The goal of the group is to show and express world issues, like world hunger and global warming, and to really try to get it out there as much as possible and make a difference. So like some people will start podcasts, like third years will start, I'm a first year in the club, but third years will start like podcasts, and they'll raise money for people, and they'll go to food drives. And so the goal is just to try to build a better world.
Abby Stanley has 3 years left of high school after this year, and it'll be fun to see how far and exactly where she goes. If you know a student who deserves recognition, we want to hear about them, and you can nominate them completely online. Go to OhioLottery.com. Find the About section. Click on Partners in Education. There you will see links to nomination forms. Nominate that student as an academic all-star, and they could end up being featured as our next shining star.